It's delicious. Came out perfect. This reminds me of like a French dish. And I mean, this is a Northern Italian dish, so it definitely has a lot of French influence. So good. Definitely giving French vibes. Today we're making pollo alla Valdostana. It's a very popular dish in Northern Italy. And I love a chicken dish that comes together in 10-15 minutes. And this one's it. Perfect for the weeknights, perfect for the weekends, perfect for a party. I mean, it's a perfect chicken dish. I personally love centering my dinners around a protein. And chicken is one of my favorite proteins because it's very low in fat. And with that low fat content, I'm able to bring in more tasty fats into the dish. And this dish surely has a lot of tasty fats. So enough with the talking, let's run through the ingredients. I have flour, which I'm gonna be flouring my chicken breast fillets, ham or prosciutto cotto, Fontina cheese. This is Fontina cheese from Italy, Val d'Aosta. Fresh parsley, chicken or vegetable stock, wine, and butter. Now, this dish, really, the importance of this dish, there's really not a lot of ingredients. So it's very important that you use very high quality ingredients. I'm using organic chicken. I have grass-fed butter. I have prosciutto cotto imported from Italy. I have Fontina cheese that's from Italy. Good Pinot Grigio wine. I mean, it really matters. The quality of the ingredients really matter in this dish to get that ultimate authentic flavor. So the first thing we're gonna do is start shredding our Fontina cheese. So I'm gonna remove the casing from the Fontina cheese. And then we're gonna shred it. I'm shredding it because I really want it to melt easily. You could easily just cut pieces of Fontina cheese and put it on the chicken, but I feel like the shredding really helps it get into the sauce. And then you don't have to use Fontina cheese. If you want, you could use any other type of melting cheese, Swiss, provolone, mozzarella, whatever cheese you have. Now let's prep the chicken. So now we're gonna lightly flour the chicken breast fillets. The flour helps kind of thicken up the sauce in the pot. It also kind of seals in the juice of the chicken. So that's why flouring the chicken before we fry it, it really kind of locks in the juiciness of the chicken and also thickens up our sauce. All right, and this chicken is not too thick. If you want, you can go even thinner on the chicken, but I like them about this size. Not too thin, not too thick. All right, so the chicken's good. Let's bring this to the stove and put this dish together. All right, so we're gonna add a little olive oil to the pan and butter. Now the reason I'm mixing olive oil and butter is because the olive oil has a higher smoke point, so it's gonna help the butter not burn. All right, so now we're gonna start adding in our chicken. And this chicken's gonna shrink, so we're just gonna nestle this last piece of chicken in here. All right, so we want these to get a little color before we flip them. About like 2 minutes. 2 minutes on each side. All right, so let's check these. Let's see what they look like. Looks perfect. Flip it. All right, so these look perfect. We picked up some nice color on that side. Now we're gonna season it up with a little salt and pepper. Now we're gonna deglaze with some white wine. I turned down the heat. We're gonna let some of this wine cook out, and then we're gonna add in a little vegetable or chicken broth. All right, so I have it on low right now. I'm gonna add in a little chicken broth. All right, so we have a lot of nice, tasty juice in the pan. Now we're gonna add in our prosciutto cotto. pans. Perfect. Just kind of like, don't like lay them flat on the chicken, kind of swirl them a little bit. This is a pretty big piece of chicken over here. I'm going to add a little more prosciutto cotto into this one too. And the shredded fontina. This is going to allow it to melt quick and kind of get everywhere, even get into the sauce. Last one. And we're going to top all this off with a little fresh chopped parsley. Now we're going to cover it and cook it on low. And when the cheese is melted, it's ready. All right, so this has only been cooking for about 3-4 minutes. It looks perfect. We have a nice juice in here. This came perfect. It smells amazing. Kind of put some of that juice on top just to help the cheese melt. This is perfect. I'm going to shut it off. By the time these get on a plate, the sauce is going to thicken up nice. All right, so this came out perfectly. Let's get it on a plate. All right, so look at that. This came out perfect. Wow, perfect. All right, so look at that cheese. The juice in here, out of this world. Now we're gonna top off the chicken. So this juice in this pan came out perfect. It's got the butter, the wine, the flour, and then the cheese, the Fontina cheese started melting into the juice, and it really created a nice creamy juice in this pan. Definitely gonna want a loaf of bread with this chicken. Can't let that go to waste. So I'm gonna top off the chicken now with a little bit of this juice. Look at that, wow. Fantastic. So this chicken is tender. Look at that juice. It came out perfectly. It's so good. The chicken is tender. The cheese, the prosciutto cotto, it's like salty, savory. I mean, it's delicious. If you make it, you're gonna love it. I mean, look at this dish still on the plate. Look at the juice. Look at the juice in here. We let it sit for a little bit and the juice really thickened up. It's delicious. Came out perfect. This reminds me of like a French dish. And I mean, this is a northern Italian dish, so it definitely has a lot of French influence with the butter, the cheese, the Fontina cheese, that earthy cheese. It's definitely giving French vibes. I hope you try this recipe, and if you do, let me know how you like it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.